This video is about why have an astrology reading, okay? An astrology reading will give you huge clarity and insight about what you've come in with in this lifetime and how you can maximize your potential, yeah? I'll give you an example. So we're going to look at a birth chart. This is my birth chart, okay? If you look at these red lines, okay, these are all slightly awkward aspects between planets. And I've had to learn to work with those, okay? Otherwise, it'd be two energies just grinding against each other and not really getting anywhere, okay? By knowing what these aspects were and how to maximize them, I turned weaknesses into strengths, which was really great. This is one aspect of the chart. So it comes in, what do you come in with? What does your soul want to do? What is your, karmic past? Yeah, it's all there in the blueprint of where you come in. And what can you do? What's your potential? Now, ultimately, it's up to you. Somebody can have the identical birth chart as somebody else, and one person could be really successful, and one person could be really quite ordinary. So it's entirely up to you what happens. However, it's like a head start, yeah? So there's not like, oh, that's it, I'm doomed. There's nothing like that, okay? However, you can really look at the chart, find out when you look at some transits, some places where planets are passing through the sky right now that matched where the planets were at the time you were born, things happen, yeah? The way I learned astrology, and I used to think astrology was like, I really discarded it as a method of healing. I was like, oh yeah, astrology is the horoscope you read on the newspaper, which is actually has 1 in 20 chances of being right, okay? Because everybody's chart is unique, so you can't really put everybody in a box. That's why it doesn't work. So I started looking at astrology in 2008, okay? And I realized that actually when things were transiting my chart, things were happening. And I realized that after, when I was looking at things after, I was like, oh, I had a, retrograde in this area of my life, or I had, a sort of really important transit in this other area of my life, and this happened, yeah? And that's why I started looking at astrology, because it just works, but you need your exact time of birth. Once you have your exact time of birth, you're good. If you don't have your exact time of birth, it's not going to be very accurate, because the ascendant, which marks the beginning of your chart, changes every 4 minutes, okay? So, it's like, if you look at this chart, yeah, all these sections are areas of your life. You see, it's like a cake with slices. Now, the ascendant here, okay, marks the start of your chart. So this would be your first house in the chart. And if this is wrong, every 4 minutes this changes, we could get a house placement wrong, okay? So we could look at something that's happening in your house of work, but actually it's not, because the beginning of the chart is wrong. It could be happening in a different area of your life, okay? So the reading is not as accurate. Astrology is very, very good, even in conjunction with other types of readings, yeah? Looking at past life healing, I always look at the astrology chart, yeah? Because it really tells you a lot of information. Where the planets are, the way you communicate, all this stuff is all in the chart. So an astrology reading will give you clarity and insights about what your strengths are, clarity and insights about what seem to be weaknesses but are not. They're actually strength that can be maximized. Yeah, they're weaknesses that can be turned into gold. Yeah, because we're all here to evolve, to make the best of ourselves, to go forward. Yeah,